Hi, my name is Leslie Gale, and I've been a patient of Dr. Wagner's for about 9 years and plan on being one for another 100, the way things are going. um, I actually came to Dr. Wagner because I had a lot of different problems. One of them was chronic fatigue. Very bad chronic fatigue. Then I had a lot of pain in my body, in my joints and my muscles. And also I had really bad back problem. So bad that I would go through periods of paralyzation where 6 days I would be completely paralyzed and unable to move. And for no reason, no apparent reason, it would just happen where I would just all of a sudden, I couldn't move. Very, very odd, and was getting worse and worse and worse, the condition. And so I went to see Dr. Wagner, and what was interesting, the first thing he did was he said to me, you know what, your body does not like adjustments. It's very interesting for a chiropractor to say that. And it made sense because every time, I'd seen a lot of chiropractors and had a lot of chiropractic adjustments, but actually every time I had an adjustment, I got worse. And I was seeing a very good chiropractor before I'd seen Dr. Wagner, an excellent chiropractor, who said to me one day, you know what, Leslie, you should be better by now, and you're not. So you need to go a different route. There's something going on that I can't fix it. You need to think of some other way. There's something else. Maybe it's spiritual, maybe it's emotional, I don't know, but you have to go a different route. So then he worked on me on an emotional level when it came to my childhood and all that kind of thing, and he worked on me spiritually because I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very psychic, and I'm very empathic. I'm what is called an empath and a sensitive, and I pick up things. I pick up everybody's sort of pain and suffering, all that kind of thing. But I never, even though I was always like a healer type of person, I really never took on from people. And this started to happen, and I wasn't sure when it was, but when he started to work on me on that level, he came, what we did was we end up getting to, you know, when you work with Dr. Wagner, it's like peeling an onion, okay? And you have to take one layer off at a time, one layer off at a time. And as we, you know, kept going through the process, and he kept clearing the physical, and he kept clearing the emotional, you know, childhood traumas and all that kind of thing. And then he got to a point where he realized where it all started. And what was the key thing that started me getting, first of all, chronic fatigue, started me taking on other people's, you know, problems, which was part of the chronic fatigue, besides it being nutritional and all that kind of thing. But this was major and very, very key issue. I lived in Europe. I was an international model, and I was working in Italy, and that's when Chernobyl went off. And there was this radioactive cloud floating around Europe, and I basically got radiated, though I was unaware. And there were certain things you weren't supposed to do. You weren't supposed to drink milk. You weren't supposed to eat lettuce. You weren't supposed to go in the water and all these other things. And of course, I didn't pay attention. I did that anyway. And we discovered that that radiation was the key thing that started all of my problems. And he started to detox me from radiation. And that took a period of time. The other thing that Dr. Wagner discovered with my back problem, with the paralyzations and stuff, he discovered that I have actually what is called spondylolisthesis. And a spondylolisthesis is you're born with a fracture in your spine. And I was a dancer when I was a model in Europe. I was also a dancer, and it was after, of course, I'd been exposed to the radiation, and I was doing a dance movement, and because I was weak, I mean, remember, that was the key, that was the beginning of all my problems. I did a dance movement, and something happened. I heard this pop in my back, and the next day, I was just in so much pain. I had to fly to London and see an osteopath, and I had to take, you know, painkillers and anti-inflammatories and all sorts of things. And I never really got better. And I got worse. Well, I got better for a period when they put me on the painkillers and the anti-inflammatories, and they gave me B vitamin injections to bring down the swelling. But what happened was, basically, you can't fix a spondylolisthesis, and basically, he's made me so that I'm no longer in pain. And I went to see a doctor about this, and he was just shocked. He says, I can't believe you can do the things you do. I can't believe you're not in pain. I have no pain. It's amazing. I mean, I still have the spondyle, I still have the broken back, but I don't have any pain because I eat all the right foods and I take all the right vitamins, and I don't take painkillers. I never have headaches. It's amazing.